Hey, what's up? I'm John Paramore, and this is 5 ways to generate leads without knocking a door. Hey, everybody, welcome to the casting couch. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're actually going to go through 5 ways to generate leads today without knocking a door. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've got 20 years in the door-to-door space, and I want to go over some ways that we used inside of that time frame to generate leads without knocking doors. Why do I do that when I'm actually from the door-to-door space, when I've been working in the door-to-door space for a really long time? Because as a guy who used to knock doors, who used to sell at a large clip, typically somewhere between $150,000 and $200,000 a month in sales, so I was a $2 million plus producer every year that I was just in sales. One thing that I found out really quickly is that as my revenue began to increase, so did my workload. And I also figured out really quickly that as my workload increased, it gave me less and less time to spend knocking cold doors, getting people to answer the door in a predictable, sustainable, and reliable method. So I wanted to figure out and pick out a couple ways to generate some leads without actually having to go to the door, okay? So one of the first ways that I did that, and that you can do too, is we generated what I would label as a targeted direct mail process. Now, notice the word that I used, targeted direct mail process. What that means is we would go out into the areas, we would scout, we would actually look for the houses or the properties that we wanted to target. So instead of cold door knocking it, what we would do was we would gather their data, gather their information, and there's a lot of different services that you can use that will help you do that. We would get their name, phone number, email, all of that contact information. Then we would handwrite an envelope and handwrite a letter and mail it directly to the property or the homeowner. Now, the other really cool part is once we knew the date in which the letter itself was going to hit, and again, it was handwritten, 97% open rate. That's very high. But once we knew the date when the letter itself was actually going to make it to the homeowner, we would then come in behind it and drop a door hanger. And then once we dropped the door hanger, we would go out to the house and then knock the door. And if the homeowner or the property owner was not home, we would leave a sticky note, rinse and repeat that entire process. That alone would typically generate somewhere between 3 and 5% response rate. And if nothing else, what it did was it created an awareness and kind of warmed up the door long before we actually had to go knock the door, okay? So that was one way. Second way that we generate leads without having to knock a door is we use social media, okay? So once we capture that data and we've mailed that list, what we can do is geofence or geo-target that same exact area with a social media type of response where we're dropping ads now into their social media database, into their platform on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. So now they're getting letters and they're getting a geo-targeted, very specific message like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood right now. They're looking at houses that they're familiar with, all of that good stuff. That just helps them in that process to become indoctrinated with the brand. So the more that we hit them, the more frequency that we hit them, the more indoctrinated they become to, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. The other side of social media is this side called organic posting. So when it's coupled with some of the geo-targeting stuff, what's really great is you can take customer testimonials. You can actually take people that you did really well for and put them inside of the organic side and let the people that you're targeting come into your page and actually get what I call social proof. That's one of the most powerful concepts out there where somebody can actually sell you and sell your company to the people that come to your page. So if you have a really great business page on social media and you drive people to it using targeting and ads, the people can come there and actually check out your content, check out the people who have already done business with you, feel like what they're getting is proof of concept, proof that you're actually who you say you are, but not from you, actually from the people who you've already done work for. One of the biggest mistakes that I see when you're posting to social media, however, is that you don't talk solely about you. People get bored when it's like, here's a roof picture, here's another roof picture, here's a picture of a job I did, here's another picture of a job I did, and the entire social media page is full of you, full of crap you did. So what I want you to think about is What's value that you can put out? What are some videos that you can put out that actually help them to improve? What are some things that you can put out that are awareness videos, things? What are some stuff that you can put out that show your team, your trucks, your culture, all the things going on, so that the people begin to decide themselves, do they resonate with you? Do they align with you? Are you somebody that they would actually want to do business with? Okay. Number three, the third way that we use to generate leads without door knocking. You guys are going to be all kinds of familiar with the Google side of the business, right? Set up Google My Business, set up ways inside of Google My Business. You can actually do pay-per-click. You can target people. There's a lot of different things that you can do inside of Google My Business. So once you're inside of the Google My Business world, you guys are going to quickly find out that there is pay-per-click. There's also Google Guaranteed. One of the things that I love about Google Guaranteed is it's certified guaranteed leads. So if you guys get leads from the Google Guaranteed section, you go run the lead, you decide the lead's not the best, Google Guaranteed will actually refund you for terrible leads. So you guys get to pick your audience, pick your database, and use all that section. So inside of Google, you actually have several tools. You've got Google SEO, which is organic. You've got Google pay-per-click. You've got Google My Business, where you can go in and post just like any other social media platform to get people to follow you and engage and all that good stuff. And you've got Google Guaranteed. So Google, in and of itself, could literally just feed your business on its own once you actually get in there, get your hands dirty a little bit, and start to work and master the Google side of the platform. So that's the third way that we used to generate leads without knocking a door. The fourth way that we use to generate leads without knocking a door is what I call audience leverage, okay? So I would go to the people that already had the exact clients that I wanted to work with, insurance agents, real estate agents, lawn care professionals, HVAC guys, so on and so on. And I would create networks and leverage those networks out where I could technically get in and use their audience to help me gain new clients. So I could actually send information out. We could piggyback and maybe sister on each other's databases. We could do all kinds of things, but we're essentially leveraging each other's audiences, which costs a fraction of what it takes to actually generate a brand new lead. So let's go into the art of audience leverage, okay? What we were talking about again, real estate agents, insurance agents, you've got people that are in other professional spaces. So what does it mean to leverage someone's audience? That means that they're already working with your ideal client. If you don't know who your ideal client is, one thing that I would strongly suggest before you do any of this is that you get really, really clear about who you want to work with. And many, many people make this mistake. And they say, well, John, guess what? Everybody that lives in a house or owns a building is my ideal client. I want to tell you that's actually not true. You guys would much rather spend time working with a specific type of people that resonates most with you. So you got to get clear of who that is. Then once you're clear of who that is, you begin to ask yourself, who's already in front of these people? Who's already in front of these people? Is it a high-end insurance person? Is it a high-end HVAC guy? Is it a high-end lawn care company? Is it a high-end real estate agent? It doesn't matter what it is. What you need to get clear about is who it is. Who's the person that I'm most likely to resonate with, that I'm most likely to connect with, that's already got the exact people I want to work with inside of their world. And how do I connect to those people? You guys got to use what I call leverage. You got to go in and provide them value first. And that's the key. Don't just go in and ask them to put you in front of those people. Go in and provide them a ton of value. Maybe you send them a referral. Maybe you send them a way to expand their business. Maybe you show them a process or procedure that can help them out. And then they begin to like you and they see, okay, maybe we can do some value exchange here. Maybe we can exchange some of the people that you have in your world for some of the people that I have in my world. But what's really, really great is you guys are leveraging each other's audiences to expand and grow. The fifth and final way that I used to generate leads without knocking a single door was, you guys know it, you guys have heard it a million times, but referral, referral, referral. If I could do a really great job from the people that came into my world and they were excited and they liked the process and we delivered a lights out experience to those people, they were sure to send me referrals. And so we built big referral pipelines coupled with all the other things that I went through with you, and we're able to generate a truckload of leads without ever having to knock a single door. And if we had to knock a door, we made sure that door was warmed up with all the stuff we were doing before. So it is very possible. Those of you guys who are watching this and you're like, how can I generate leads without knocking doors or without knocking cold doors? These are the 5 best ways that we used to do it.